Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to another episode of Fully Tilted, where we play control decks in MTG Arena's best of one format. Today we're going to be taking a look at a little bit of a different spin on a control deck, something that doesn't think about countering, doesn't contain blue, and doesn't even contain black. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Think about hitting that subscribe button, making sure you crush that little notification bell, and if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up so you guys can see more of this. We're going to head right in and we're going to take a look at a Boros control deck today. So Boros control was inspired basically by the card Deafening Clarion, right? So Jeskai control has shown us how good Deafening Clarion can be, and basically as far as sweepers go, it's probably one of the, if not the best card in the format. And so basically a Boros control deck looks to generate life, looks to remove cards when they hit the field, and close the game out with something like a Giant Banefire or a Lyra Dawnbringer. As usual with the control deck, we're pretty light on win cons and pretty heavy on removal and answers to things. So let's take a look at the deck. We're running 2 Shock. Now, this started out as 3, but we dropped it to 2 to make some room for some other cards. It's great at dealing damage to the target to burn them out if we need to, and it's also great at removing kind of the early game interaction, the early game attackers you might see out of mono red or white weenie aggro, stuff like that. We're running 4 Fountain of Renewal. As this is catered to a best of one format, we definitely want as much life gain as possible. The best of one format in MTG Arena is pretty heavy in aggro, and so having Fountain of Renewal, especially turn 1, is huge and can gain us a lot of life. Furthermore, let's say we're playing against control, and we don't really need the life gain. Later on, we can sack it and start drawing cards. Card draw is something that Boros control greatly lacks, and so you'll see a couple of cards in here that kind of allow us to draw cards a little bit easier. Running 2 Dawn of Hope. This card is a finisher within and of itself, right? So for 2 mana we drop it kind of early, and then at 4 mana we can start pumping out 1/1 white soldier tokens with lifelink. Furthermore, every single time we gain life, either through those soldier tokens or, say, a Fountain of Renewal on the field, we can pay 2 and draw a card. Again, with Boros control, card draw is something that we really lack, and so we wanted to add as much of that in here as possible. We're only running 2 Dawn of Hope because it can be kind of clunky if you draw too many and drop too many. We're running 4 Fountain of Renewal as 3 Fountain of Renewals and a 4th almost Dawn of Hope, right? So if we have multiple Fountain of Renewals on the field, both of them trigger independently, and Dawn of Hope can trigger independently off of those. So if we have 2 Fountain of Renewals, beginning of turn, we can pay 4 mana, draw 2 cards. We're running 2 Seal Away. Seal Away is great early interaction, but it doesn't hold as much weight as it used to. There are a lot of vigilance in the format right now, and so it kind of really takes away from Seal Away's power. So that's why we're only running 2. We're running 3 Lightning Strike, again, early removal, or if we need to burn out our opponent, that's a possibility as well. This started out as a 4-av. We dropped it to make room for some other cards in the deck. I'm still not even sure 3 is the right number. It's great, but I think it fits better in a burn deck than anything else, so, we're going to run 3, see how it goes. We're running 3 Justice Strike, which is a great removal, right? It can hit early game, it can hit late game. Basically, as long as the creature's power is equal to or greater than its toughness, it's basically one of our go-to kill spells. The problem is that there are cards in Arena, like Aurelia, that this does not hit, and that's a problem. So that's why we're only running 3, because it does have its limitations. We're running 2 Azor's Gateway. Once again, talking about card draw and Boros control, this is one of the cards that helps us get that. So for 1 and tap, we get to draw a card, and then we get to exile a card. If we exile enough cards with different converted mana costs, we get to gain 5 life, and then we get to flip Azor's Gateway. Now, when we flip to Sanctum of the Sun, with all the life gain in this deck, we should be able to produce a ton of mana. With that in mind, we then get to pump out a ton of tokens with Dawn of Hope, or we can close out the game with a really nice big Banefire. And so we're running 2 Azor's Gateway. We don't want to draw it too many turns, right? It is a legendary artifact, so we don't want too many on the field. Well, we can only have 1 on the field. So the other thing that we can always do, right, we could always flip it to Sanctum of the Sun and then drop another Azor's Gateway and then still produce our card draw out of that. It doesn't need to flip as long as we don't exile the right cards out of it. So there's always that. Running 3 Deafening Clarions. As always, as I mentioned, this is basically what inspired this deck. It is an awesome card, and while we can't really like stack lifelink, the 3 damage across each creature for early interaction against aggro like White Weenie or Mono Red is absolutely huge. It also takes care of a lot of cards in Mono Blue Tempo. It does not take care of Tempest Djinn though, so keep that in mind. We're running only 3 copies because we've got a couple other sweepers in here that I think help round out the things that Deafening Clarion does not hit. We're running 3 Conclave Tribunal. Now, this is by no means no cast out, but it is probably the best comparison that we have. So this helps us remove things that Justice Strike, Lightning Strike, Shock, Seal Away, that we can't hit with those cards. It even helps us hit enchantments, artifacts, kind of those sticky things that are difficult to remove. Now, it does have Convoke, and for the most part, that doesn't really help us unless we've already started pumping up some tokens with Dawn of Hope. But other than that, it's really just a 4 mana exile effect, right? We're running 2 Ixalan's Binding. Ixalan's Binding is fantastic against light, threat-heavy, threat-light decks, like Izzet or Jeskai Drakes, where we can get basically like Ixalan's Binding a Niv, and then they're pretty much dead in the water. We're only running 2 copies because we don't want too many in our hand. Conclave Tribunal might be a little bit better, although I do question if maybe we want to flip that, go 3 Ixalan's Binding, go 2 Conclave Tribunal. Might be something to test out, but we'll see how it does. Running 2 Settle the Wreckage. So, Settle the Wreckage is another sweeper. Settle the Wreckage is great against Golgari in the sense that it exiles their cards and doesn't send them to the graveyard so they can't get them back with Fine Broker or Fine and Finality. But it does have some major drawbacks. Basically, Settle the Wreckage is good in fringe scenarios against Golgari and aggro where they doesn't matter how much mana they have. Anything else, it's pretty much dead in the water, which is why we're only running 2 copies. Running 2 Cleansing Nova. This is just an overall sweeper. It destroys all creatures. Our side, their side, doesn't target. It's great. So, Shalai does not save them. Hexproof doesn't save them. So things like Carnage Tyrant, we can remove. Awesome, right? The problem is it does hit our board as well, which is why we're only running 2 of them. It's just kind of our catch-all sweeper. We're running 3 Lyra Dawnbringer as kind of our finisher, right? Flying First Strike, Lifelink, 5/5. That's great. It's awesome. So that Lyra is a finisher in and of herself. We are running 3 copies because she does get targeted a lot, and we don't really have that many ways of protecting her, right? We don't have counter spells or anything like that. So we need enough copies in here that basically we can exhaust them of their resources, finally land one, and then close out the game. We're running 1 Banefire. Banefire is a kind of catch-all spell, right? We can use it to remove a tricky creature if we need to, or we can use it in conjunction with Sanctum of the Sun to get a ton of mana, close out the game with a huge Banefire. And at that point, it's uncounterable, right? Anything after 5, so Control has no answer to it, which is fantastic. For our mana base is pretty solid. We're running 10 Plains, 6 Mountains, 4 Clifftop Retreats, 4 Sacred Foundries, and 2 Field of Ruin. My one thing that I might look at doing is putting in an Arch of Razaka, or Zaka, yeah, Razaka. I don't know how to pronounce it, right? But Arch, basically allowing us to draw cards in the late game. Let's see, do we have the mana? So we need basically like 14 white, and we need, worst case scenario, 14 red. So 10, 4, 8, 6, 10, 14. So we could drop some planes, it looks like. Well, we need like 16. So 10, 4, 18. Yeah, it looks like we can drop 2 planes. And put in 2 Arch. So we've got a bunch of cards in here that do not give us colored mana, but our color base should be pretty good. So I think that's how we're going to run it. Now, first of all, let's go into the fact that this is not a typical control deck. This is more of a tap-out style control deck, right? So you're not going to be like holding up mana unless you need something like a Seal Away, Justice Strike, or Lightning Strike. Everything else is pretty much at sorcery speed, so make sure you keep that in mind. This isn't one of those things that you're going to be like sitting back, you know, passing a turn a lot of the time. Also, have no idea how competitive this is. Realistically, adding blue doesn't do that much to the mana base, so Jeskai Control is probably just a better off deck. But I want to see how this runs, so we're going to try it out. If you do decide to craft this, and I'd probably wait till you see the whole video to see how it does, But if we're looking at what to craft and the kind of key cards of the deck, definitely Deafening Clarion. Not only that, but if you want to switch to Jeskai control, it is huge. Cleansing Nova is pretty good, so I'd say that as well. Of course, Lyra, huge, not only in this build, but probably a sideboard card in Jeskai control or Boros Angels, so it's definitely got its uses. Lightning Strike is great all around, and it's only an uncommon, so I would definitely do that. Azor's Gateway, I'm always hesitant about. It seems like a really good card. I'm not quite sure how it's going to perform, so maybe hold off on that one. Plus, it doesn't really fit into a ton of other decks. So if you're looking at crafting this, your first go-to crafts are definitely going to be your Deafening Clarions, probably your Cleansing Nova, and your Lyra Dawnbringer. Another one that might be good is Banefire. It does well in a lot of decks, especially against control, especially out of the sideboard, so it might be something you want to look at. But other than that, guys, that's it for this deck tech. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any critiques on the deck, by all means, please let me know. But other than that, let's hop into a league, see how it does. All right, we have a 5-land hand, Lightning Strike and Lyra. So automatically we've got enough to play Lyra, but we don't really have much else in the way of early interactions till turn 5. If we're playing against aggro, we're dead in the water. We can hope for mid-ranger control, but we've only been playing pretty much aggro all day long. So I think we'll take a mulligan. This is not much better, but at least it's somewhat better. Field of Ruin for a turn 4. Ixalons, we have no red. I guess we'll take it. Looks like we're going to be playing against Golgari, possibly. Not great. MonoG Stompy. I haven't seen that deck in a while, to be honest. No turn 2 play, I'm surprised. We could have, actually, we should have done a Hope there. That was a punt on my part. There's Steel Leaf, which is fine. We have Seal Away, but now we can't Dawn of Hope. Oh, and there's a red source. But we don't need it right now, so let's not show it. Pass the turn. Pass the turn. So the other thing we need to worry about is Thrashing Brontodon. Right? Or Vivian Reed. Because then they can just sack the Brontodon and destroy any of my enchantments, which this deck runs a lot of. Lana War into Thrashing. Song of Freyalise. Interesting. Didn't see that one coming. Still don't need the red, so let's not show it. Let's Dawn of Hope, and that way we can seal away if we need to, but we really shouldn't. So then let's Azor's Gateway. Big boy? Untamed Kabu kicked? Okay. So it is, it's like a mono green Stompy deck. Shock. So we've got 5, we can shock, and then seal away the Kavu. Let's bolt the bird. I always like bolting the bird. Yep, so Song of Freyalise is going to trigger, put another counter on the Kavu, which is fine. That's fine. That's a big boy right there. Blanchwood Armor is no joke. Oh, he has Vigilance. No! Oh, no. Completely muffed that one. Oh, that's rough. We're going to take 12. That's rough. Completely screwed the pooch on that one. Oh, that was a punt. Ouch. That hurts. Completely forgot that when he's kicked, has Vigilance. Actually, even when he's not kicked, has Vigilance. Carnage Tyrant. Not great. Alright, we need a sweeper. We need a sweeper. There it is. Wow, that was close. I hate using a sweeper on one card, but we really don't have much of a choice. Alright, and now we're basically both in top deck mode. Yay! I want to keep the Seal Away. As much as I'd love another card, I don't think I can afford it right now. So we'll just pass the turn. We might be able to create a 1/1 soldier token if he doesn't do anything this turn. Which, whew, doesn't look like he's going to. Alright, let's create the token. My turn. Field of Ruin. Go to combat. Let's start getting some life back. Let's draw a card. Conclave Tribunal's good. We'll end the turn. Unless he pulls another Carnage Tyrant, at which point, not good. Crawl Harpooner, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think we want the token more so. Right now, anyway. Fountain's really nice right now. Alright, 2, and then we have 4 left, so we can Seal Away. He's going to block 1, so 1 dies. 1, 2, 3, 4. If he blocks, we Lightning Strike. Probably should have done it before turn, but now we're only going to get 2 on that one. So let's draw a card. Another Fountain. We don't need that right now, so we'll pass the turn. We're getting back up there in life, people. That's good. Do we Gateway? Let's Gateway, because we can get rid of the Fountain. For another Fountain! But that's okay. It's filtering our draws, right? That's good. Deafening Clarion, not great, but not bad. Justice Strike, better. One, two, three, four, 5. Do we draw the card? I don't think we draw the card. I think we want the token at the end of turn. Oh, and our opponent scoops! So, while we didn't have, like, great draws or anything, and we were missing kind of a finisher, Dawn of Hope definitely helped bring us there. We definitely had room to clean up anything that he had left over, like he was able to drop, so worked out pretty well. Alright, what do we got this time? We've got 3 lands. Nice land set. We've got a Cleansing Nova, an Azores, and a Lyra. Our opponent goes first. I don't think we've drawn first any single one of these games in this league. How is that fair? But what are you going to do? So we're on the draw. Again, I don't love it versus mono red, but I guess we're going to have to play it because I don't think we're going to draw into a better hand. I do like it against control. Okay, looks like a tokens deck, which is not great. But that means that our go wide stuff is going to be better. So that's fine. Right, our cleansing Nova, our deafening Clarions. Settle the Wreckage, not so much because they can then just kick a giant March of the Multitudes. Well, technically not kick, but you know what I mean. Black and white life gain type deal, it looks like. We have Seal Away for that guy, so I'm not too worried about it. Just gonna organize this hand a little bit better. And we'll pass the turn. It's fine. Yep. We lose one. Goes up. Goes up. I mean, that's some good synergy right there. That's a huge Johnny Pride made on, like, turn 2. That's crazy. And he's not going to attack with it. Okay. Interesting. Still going to pass the turn. Need to hold up Seal Away. Call of the Feast. Yep. Is he going for like a one-turn kill? He might be. At this point, I really wish I had like Ixalan's Binding. Because the Pride Maid, like, can get huge, like we just noticed. Justice Strike is good. We do have Settle the Wreckage. We could settle next turn, or just Justice Strike. Let's see. Do we settle, or do we Justice Strike in Azor's Gateway? I think we'll just pass the turn. Probably settle. So, Sanctum Seeker, not great, and we can't Justice Strike it. So, I think this is fine, because I think we need a Cleansing Nova next turn. This hurts. And just, actually, I don't even know if we can Cleansing Nova. We're going to have to hope and pray we pull a land. Ooh, that hurts. I don't want that. Alright, we're just going to let it go. That might have been a misplay. Draw our land, draw our land, draw our... Yes! We got the land. Thank God we got the land. That's fine. I'm going to go up to 2. Yep. Conclave Tribunal's nice. But we can... Lyra, or do we just Justice Strike? I think we're going to Azor, Justice Strike, and pass the turn. We might Conclave Tribunal next turn, the Welcome. That way we can kind of... That's fine. Another Conclave Tribunal. So we can Conclave Tribunal the Welcome, or we can just Lyra and then not worry about him attacking. I think that's the right call. That can get Contempted. He may have a Contempt. Let's see, what's the last card in his hand? I don't think that deck would run Contempt, though. Seems like they're more of an aggro build than a control build, and they wouldn't want to hold the 4 up. Ixalan's Binding on Gateway? To keep looking at. Nice. Conclave Tribunal. Oh, because of the Convoke. Ah, that's right. I don't want to tap Lyra. Instead, I'd rather attack in with her and get the 5. Ooh, his own Cleansing Nova. Oh, to destroy all enchantments. Oh. Interesting. Another Azor's Gateway. Oh, right. I always forget that part. Sometimes I wish it would just auto-tap, but it's fine. I'll take that back. One, two, three, four, five, six. So we're going to Azor's Gateway just to get another one out. And then we will attack with Lyra. We need the health, right? We don't want to go too low. And we need to stop him from gaining so much life. And then we'll probably settle the Wreckage next turn. Because he's really like top decking at this point. I mean, so aren't we going to be soon. Does he attack with all? He does not. So do we still settle, or do we just take the 3, let him go up 3? We're only getting him down 2 every turn. I hate settling. I really want a Cleansing Nova at this point. You know what? Let's do that. That was not what I wanted. There's my Deafening Clarion that I wanted. Awesome. That was like the perfect pull. Paladin of Atonement. If you lost life this turn, dies, you gain life equal to its toughness. Okay. I don't think Banefire is really going to do it for us this game, to be honest. We'll just sit back. We're in a much better position now. Ooh, another Lyra, but we don't really need it. We'll just sit back. Legion's Lieutenant is fine. Let's see what we draw. Deafening Clarion. We'll get rid of Cleansing Nova. That should flip. Oh no, I think because of... Yeah, it's alright. At this point, right, like, the gateway doesn't do me any good to flip it because Banefire is underneath it. So now I think we're going to sack one of the fountains. That's fine to draw a card. Ooh, binding's nice. Justice Strike is nice too. So a Cleansing Nova would be bad. Twilight Prophet's fine. He'll ascend. Just trying to filter. Ooh, I like Dawn of Hope. We can get rid of Lyra. Don't think we need the Lifegain anymore. Shock's not ideal, but it's okay. Justice Strike doesn't really work. Actually, it would. And then I can shock. So yeah, actually it does work. 2 for 1, not ideal, but at this point, I honestly, we're fine with it. We have such good card advantage that it's really not that big of a deal. Does he block? He can. I could have just used that to burn him out, but I don't think it really matters, to be honest, at this point. Another one. Look at that. Nice top deck. So we try Bunal, steal the Bloodletter. We're just kind of on autopilot right now. It's pretty much game. And our opponent scoops. So that was a little sketchy at first, but we were able to turn the corner and bring it home. Alright, let's see. We've got 3 lands. 1 we can play tapped first. Dawn of Hope turn 2. Shock, Lightning Strike. Settle the Wreckage for anything against aggro. Field of Ruin for search for Azcanta. Seems like a pretty decent hand. I'd love a Fountain of Renewal turn 1, but we're not going to get it this game. It is what it is. Our opponent's going to go first. Maybe we draw our Fountain of Renewal. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's see what our opponent's playing. Red. Okay, so we didn't draw our Fountain of Renewal, which is fine. It is what it is, right? It's not that big of a deal. Just trying to organize the hand a little bit. So we're going to play Sacred Foundry. We're going to play it... I mean, red didn't have any turn 1 play. Turn 2, it's going to be a Viashino. You know what? We'll play it tapped. That way we don't take the 2 life, because we don't have the Fountain of Renewal to get it back. Viashino. There it is. Viashino. Another Sacred Foundry. So I think we play this one because we don't really necessarily need Dawn of Hope just yet. It doesn't really do us any good until we start having life gain or we're up to 4. So we can definitely drop it turn 3 and then turn 4 either settle or create the token. So let's let this enter tapped. We'll pass the turn. We'll probably shock the Viashino just to get rid of it. See what he plays. He might play a Chain Whirler at that point. Nope. So we could have let him attack. It's either way. What does he have? Oh, Wizard's Lightning. Okay. That way he gets the 1 mana off of it. So that might have been a misplay. I mean, we gave him more information than we needed, to be honest, but it wasn't that big of a deal. And so what I think we want to do here is play Dawn of Hope now. That way next turn we can either create the token or settle the wreckage or Lightning Strike, Justice Strike. Kind of setting up the board. So he's got either Shock or Lightning Strike or Wizard's Lightning. So life gain in this matchup is going to be huge. Yep, see there's the Lightning Strike. Because they're just going to try to burn us out. Alright, so not drawing the cards that we really want to see. We're just going to pass the turn. Probably create the 1/1 token at the end. Now we get some life gain back. He can shock it, which is fine, just wasting removal. Also, more cards that we didn't really want to see. Let's go to combat. Hopefully we can get some life out of this. Maybe even draw a card. Let's draw a card. Oh, Wizard's Lightning. That's fine. Man, he is going all in on the burn. He does have hasty things. Let's kind of decline for now. That way we can create the soldier token end of turn. Because we need the life gain at this point. He's got shock. He's got something. Oh, all the lands. Maybe 26 lands is too many in this deck. Let's go attacking. I still don't think we want to draw the card, to be honest. Right? Because if we draw a card, we're still not... Oh, no, we are. We're good now, right? So we got 4, 5, 6. We can draw a card. All right, opponent. What are we doing? Nice. Deafening Clarion. Not ideal. We'll decline this one. That way we have enough mana to create. Whew. That thumping is so terrifying. Experimental Frenzy. So not great for us because he can just start drawing cards off the top and literally just burn us out. Azor's Gateway, which is nice. Let's see. I'm looking for like a binding. That wasn't it. Drop the land. The land does count as a CMC, right? So we need so many with different CMCs. I don't think we're going to draw any of these cards, because I think we want more tokens end of his turn. We just need to get our life up so we're out of burn range. Okay, Rekindling Phoenix is fine. Right, not ideal, but we can... Okay, Runaway Steamkin, not great, but that's okay. Lightning Strike. This is why Experimental Frenzy is just so good. Alright. Ooh, Lyra's great. Alright. So, we don't attack in, or we... Can we... Deafening Clarion? 5, 7, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We only have 8. So how do we do this? Do we just hold back and wait and see if he attacks in, and then we settle the wreckage? That might be the best bet, to be honest. And then create the soldier token. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can't Lyra then settle. Alright. So I think... Let's draw our card. That was not what we wanted to draw. And we will get rid of... We'll get rid of Justice Strike. And I think we just passed the turn. Really looking for that Binding or Conclave Tribunal. D2, that's fine. Another Experimental Frenzy? Okay. Fanatical Firebrand. Just going off the chain. Okay. I'm gonna do it again. Yep. That's fine. Okay. That's good. Unless he can kill us now, which he might be able to. All right. So, we attack in with both, gain 2 life. Draw the card off of Dawn of Hope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, we can draw another card. Lyra. And hope he doesn't pull 2 off the top. Another Experimental Frenzy. Shock. Yep, that's fine. Come on, brick on another land. Another shock, not good. Rekindling Phoenix. Okay. This is not ideal. If we attack in with Lyra, or just hold back, we kind of need the life gain. We can attack in with the soldier, get the 1, draw a card, hold back Lyra, Deafening Clarion, Lightning Strike, the Totem, and see what happens. Justice Strike the Steamkin. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Justice Strike the Steamkin. Deafening Clarion. That's 5. Then Lightning Strike the Totem. At that point, we should have swung in with Lyra, but because now we're still within burn range. And all he needs to do is draw Lightning Strike, draw Wizard's Lightning, pretty much like any card off the top of his deck. Come on, brick on another land. Oh, and he scoops! Woo! Oh man, we pulled that one out in the end. Whew, that was close. Wow, that was close. Oh man, that was a good match. A match like that, we definitely would have wanted Fountain, which is why we're running 4, and even out of all of those cards that we just drew, still couldn't draw a Fountain. But we were able to stabilize a little bit. We definitely were not in a great spot. I'm hoping he bricked on a land, and we were able to bring it home. All right, let's see. We've got 3 lands, a Clifftop Retreat. We've got a turn 2 playing Azor's Gateway, a couple of Lightning Strikes and a Cleansing Nova. Not really ideal. We don't have our Dawn of Hope. We don't have our Fountain of Renewals, but we do have our Gateway. We can start cycling out cards if we need to. We've got the mana, so I think we're going to have to keep it. Our opponent does go first, so we could always just draw into something nice. Mono red. Mono red again. Alright, no Fountain. This is not ideal, but we're going to see what happens. Mono red on the play is a really tough deck to beat. Really tough. And especially with no Fountain turn 1, it's even harder. Viashino. Oh, Gitu. Okay. Field of Ruin. And so I actually don't think we want Azors here. I really think we're going to wait, maybe see if they drop a Chain Whirler. They've got the Shock. I'm okay taking the 2. We've got plenty of life gain in this deck. Alright, so he's just gonna... What does Lightning Strike hit that Justice Strike doesn't, that I can't Cleansing Nova or Deafening Clarion? Let's burn him out. Let's see if we can race mono red. Why not? These are not the draws I'm looking for. At all. At this point, I think we just need to build up and then Cleansing Nova. And hope he goes wide. Like, really wide. We're going to burn him out again. Because why not? Banefire's nice. Not ideal. We don't really have anything turn 4. We can Gateway. Just to get it out there. And I don't necessarily want to filter it all. So we're going to take 4 and go down to 8. Possibly even more with Chain Whirler if he drops that. Nope. He's going to hold one of them back. Oh, Wizard Lightning. We go down to like 5. Shock, we go down to 3. Well, we go down to 2. That's rough. That was not the card we were looking for. So now basically all he needs is a Shock, a Wizard's Lightning, a Lightning Strike, a Gitu. So basically any card in his deck. There's the Gitu. And that's game. Well, that didn't go according to plan, but honestly, mono red on the draw without a fountain wasn't much we could do. Alright, let's see. 4 land, settle, Deafening Clarion, Justice Strike, early removal. Again, against aggro, not the best hand, but not bad either between Justice Strike and Deafening Clarion. So I think we'll keep it. Our opponent goes first. We're playing Crunor. We'll see what they're up against. Well, we're up against. Anytime now. Oh, there we go. Mono blue tempo? Maybe. Seal Away's nice. I like Seal Away. We have no turn 1 play, so that will enter the field tapped. Opt. Could be Scry to the top, so whatever he wanted, he kept. Is it Chart a Course? I think we're playing against Is it Phoenix? If I had to guess. Which makes our Seal Away a lot better. Also makes our Settle, our Conclave Tribunal, and especially our Ixalan's Binding. So I think that goes back to my point previously when I was going over the deck tech, right? Which, in this deck, I think I'd want more Ixalan's Binding than Conclave Tribunal, because essentially it's the same casting cost. Very rarely am I going to, convoke for it. And so if that's the case, then why not just have Ixalan's Binding and stop them from doing things, right? Stop them from playing cards. So he has yet to drop a Phoenix in there, which is good. Deafening Clarion, not ideal against these guys, right? Because they're just going to bring back whatever. So they're basically... Is it Phoenix? It's basically like standard Dredge. But I also want to call it basically like a tempo deck. So we need to keep out... I'm not 100% sure if they play counter spells. If they do, we definitely need to keep an eye out for that. So if they leave mana open, right, for something like 3 mana open for a negate or not a negate, an ionize or a sinister sabotage, they are digging deep. What have they been? Another land. Is that a Dimir Guildgate? They're playing Grixis. Interesting. Oh, and our opponent scoops. Maybe they just weren't drawing their cards. I don't know, but I'll take the win. Alright, let's see. We've got 3 lands. We've got 2 Dawn of Hope, a Justice Strike. We have no white source, which is unfortunate. And finally, we go first. Do we hope we draw into a white source with 26 lands? It's highly ideal, but I don't like the 2 Dawn of Hope, so we're going to take a mulligan on this one. Alright, this is a little bit better, right? We've got a Dawn of Hope for turn 2, Conclave Tribunal. We've got 3 lands. We're definitely going to keep this one. I would like some early interaction, so if we can scry into some early interaction, maybe a Shock, Lightning Strike, Justice Strike, a Deafening Clarion, then I'll be a lot happier. Clifftop Retreat, we kind of need it. 4 lands are important, so we're going to keep it. Sacred Foundry is going to come in tap because we have no turn 1 play. Red and white, maybe Boros Angels, Boros Aggro. Basically, not exactly the mirror match. Unless they're playing a Boros Control 2. A Mia. We'll find out. Looks like a Boros Aggro deck, which is good for us. We should be able to handle them pretty easily. Maybe play Pride Maid for the Healer's Hawk. Dauntless Bodyguard. Interesting. So they're trying to save their Healer's Hawk, I guess. So we can force... Do we wait? We have Tribunal next turn. We could pull a Clarion. Then they just sack that, save that. So we're going to Lightning Strike the Bodyguard. Sorry, we were experiencing some... What is happening? Where's my Lightning Strike? There's a glitch. And I lost my Lightning Strike, and it's still there. Alright, well, that's not great. I guess we just passed the turn. I guess I lost the Lightning Strike, I guess? So the game, my game froze, right? My client froze. And now Lightning Strike is apparently still playable. No? That's weird. I can, like, click on it, and it highlights the mana, but, like, it doesn't allow me to play it. So that's weird. Conclave Tribunal on my Dawn of Hope, I'm guessing. Yep. This is still odd. I'm not quite sure why... Oh, they tapped it for Healer's Hawk. Okay. So instead of the Wreckage is nice, but we can also just Lyra. See, it's even showing it like on the stack, which is so weird. Hold on, I gotta take a screenshot of this. Banalish Marshall, not great. Do we just hold up Settle and hope he attacks into it? Do we Conclave Tribunal the Marshall? Do we Conclave Tribunal his Conclave Tribunal? I think we'll just attack in with Lyra and hold up Settle. I really wish I could play this. Oh! I can! There it is! God, that was so weird. Interesting. That was definitely a bug. Definitely have to report that to the devs, but we're back in the game. We got our lightning strike back. We're still holding up mana for settle. I mean, we're in a good spot. So they're going to Conclave Tribunal our Lyra, which is fine, because then we will Conclave Tribunal their Conclave Tribunal. I'm not really worried about them attacking in for 3. That doesn't bother me. But see, this is where Ixalan's Binding would come in really handy, because then they couldn't play another Tribunal. Which they might do now. Oh, a Banalish Marshal. That's fine. Ooh, we have a Shock, which is nice. But I think what we do is we attack in. They're kind of stuck on 4 lands, which is really nice. They can block with the Hawk, but I highly doubt they will. And at this point, this is where we settle if they so choose, if they so want to take it. Another Dauntless Bodyguard. That's fine. That doesn't save them from Settle the Wreckage. It's like a Boros weenie deck. And another Conclave Tribunal. See, this is why Ixalan's Binding would have been better. We're going to give them their lands. Not ideal. Target player. Why can't I target the player? Target a player. I'm trying to target the player. What is going on? There's no reason I shouldn't be able to target the player, right? What is happening? Let's try this again. There we go. That was such a bad glitch. Like, I'm literally trying to target and it wouldn't let me. We'll shock the flyer, because why not? Let's see what we draw. Not what we wanted to draw. At all. Hopefully soon we can start, right? If we have enough permanents, we can Knight of Grace, which is fine. We don't carry black. Heroic Reinforcements. We need a sweeper. Come on, Deafening Clarion. So it's a red and white heroic deck. I've seen this list floating. That was definitely not what we wanted. Let's draw a card. Deafening Clarion. Nope. 2, 4, 6. That's game, I think. Right? 8, 11, 14. Yep. That should be game. There it is. We just didn't draw the cards we needed, I really think more Ixalan's Binding would have helped us come in very handy this game, right? So they could stop tribunaling. Yeah, it was just they drew better than we did. It's unfortunate. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is our opening hand, and we've got a 4-land hand, but we do have Fountain of Renewal, Dawn of Hope, and Shock. We've got some early interaction. Our opponent goes first, so we can't always draw into something. I say we keep it. It's pretty good against aggro. A little slow against control, but that might be okay. And against mid-range, I mean, we're going to see what we draw into, so let's keep it. Playing against our opponent, Tastes Like Burning. And it looks like our opponent is either on Is It Drake's, maybe Jeskai Control. So if that's the case, we're going to drop Sacred Foundry. We're going to pay the 2 life because we're going to get it back with our Fountain of Renewal over 2 turns anyway. And pass the turn. Turn 2, we might drop Dawn of Hope and probably pay the 2 for it, to be honest. Maybe we might be playing against Is It Wizards, which if that's the case, this Fountain of Renewal came in very, very handy. Alright, let's see here. Let's see. Do we drop Sacred Foundry, pay the 2 life, drop Dawn of Hope, or do we keep mana open for Shock? You know, playing more of a tap-out control style deck, let's pay the 2, which is fine. I'm okay if we get burned out a little bit. Again, we've got our Fountain of Renewal up, so we've got the Lifegain going. And at this point, we can also pay 2 and draw a card, and then Shock, since we have no turn 3 spell. Let's see what he drops. Another Viashino. Okay, that's fine. In all honesty, him going wide doesn't really bother me, because we have plenty of sweepers in this deck. Alright, so let's pay the 2. We'll draw a card. We'll then draw another card. Okay, another Conclave Tribunal. We'll drop the Clifftop Retreat, and I think we'll just pass the turn. Because we want to keep up Shock to destroy one of their Viashinos, so we stop taking the 2 damage. Or we see what they drop. They could counter, but if they're really going to counter Shock, then so be it. So it looks like they've got the counter spell. Yep, there it is. Alright. So, what we really need right now is a sweeper. So we can't really afford the 2, because then we can't play any of our sweepers. So we're going to have to hope and pray that that was not what we wanted. Alright, so we drop that. They're tapped out. We'll play the Conclave Tribunal. I really hate kind of taking a Viashino, but we don't really have much of a choice, to be honest. And we're definitely within burn range, so I'm going to hope Fountain can kind of pull us out of this. Crackling Drake, that's fine. They're going to draw a card. We can always Conclave Tribunal that. If we pay the 2, go down to 4, that brings us within risk factor range. If we pay the 2, then we draw 1. We got to decline because we need the Conclave Tribunal and probably the Fountain of Renewal to be on. More lands! Yay! All the lands! So let's Fountain of Renewal. Conclave Tribunal. We'll steal the Drake. Drop the land, play the Fountain. This way the 2 damage that he does to us means nothing, and we'll pass the turn. Let's see if we can pull ourselves out of this, people. Another Crackling Drake. Not ideal, but it is what it is. Alright, so we're going to draw 2. Because if we draw 2, tap, there we go. There's a Lyra. Not ideal. We don't have the mana for it. And an Ixalan's Binding, which is nice. We can definitely use that. So we'll Binding the Drake. Now they can't use any more Drakes. And this is an interesting deck. It's like an Izzet kind of Drake/burn deck. Not really counter burn per se. I'm a little confused as to actually what this deck is trying to accomplish. Let's see what our opponent drops. So we've got 6 on the field. An Enigma Drake. Okay. We take the 2. So Fountain's going to trigger. We're going to draw 2 off the Fountain. We're going to draw 1 off the Fountain, sorry. Lightning Strike, which is nice. We'll decline that one because basically what we want to do is now drop the Plains and drop Lyra. And so they had enough mana for a counterspell, but I was banking on them not having one, to be honest. Alright. Now we're in a position where we can start drawing cards. Another Dawn of Hope, not great. Banefire's good. And a Cleansing Nova's okay. Cleansing Nova's not ideal by any means. Alright, so what I think we're going to do is we are going to Dawn of Hope. The second Dawn of Hope doesn't really do us any good, so we don't want to do that. But we're definitely going to swing in. And there's nothing. I mean, they could have a Justice. Nope, they're not running white, so they can't. So there's not much they can block with the Drake, which is fine, but they choose not to. We could draw. Let's draw, because then we can still Lightning Strike. And a Deafening Clarion is great for next turn. So we don't have the Deafening Clarion now, but we will next turn. We'll also have Lightning Strike, so we can keep it up for anything that they drop. We can also take care of the Viashino. Another Enigma Drake. Not ideal. Right, we kind of have difficulty getting rid of those. So we're going to Lightning Strike the Viashino, just to get rid of it, not have to take the 2. He's going to Ionize, that's fine. Let's draw us a card. Another Deafening Clarion, not ideal. Let's draw another card. And a Sacred Foundry. And a Clifftop Retreat. Okay. So, let's see. What do we want to do here? We could attack with Lyra, wipe the board, but then we only start really producing 1/1 soldier tokens. And that's not really until next turn. Deafening Clarion doesn't really help us. He doesn't have Ionize. He could have Negate as one card. Let's see. Let's go to combat. Let's attack with Lyra. And then I think our best bet is to wipe the board. We don't want to draw 2, because we need the mana. And we're just gonna wipe the board, right? It's 2, 4, 6. No, actually, I don't think we need to. We can Deafening Clarion. Yeah, let's Deafening Clarion, get rid of the... no, you know what? We're just going to pass the turn. So we take 8. Another Viashino. Just making our Deafening Clarion better. The Drakes are a bit much. Oh, leaving one back. Let's create a token. So we'll draw a card. Arch. Do we want to draw another one? Then it brings us down to 5. We'll have 6. Yeah, we'll draw another one. Alright. And another Deafening Clarion. So, let's see. We'll go Arch. Woo! Now we can start drawing cards off that if we need to. We can attack in with the 1/1 Soldier token. Banefire, something. Keep Lyra back. Deafening Clarion. Down his 2. I think right now we kind of just stay. And we attack in just with the token. You can block with the Drake, which is fine. Oh, he's going to block with the Viashino. I'll take the trade. Let's draw a card. Fountain of Renewal. Do we need 3 for anything? Let's do another fountain. And we'll pass the turn. We're going to discard a card. I think, honestly, Deafening Clarion is surprisingly not that great right now. Let's see, what's he going to do? So he can attack in, but he's, yeah, not going to get anything out of it. We'll end the turn. Fountain after fountain after fountain. Just gaining all the life. Let's draw a card. Alright, and then I think at this point, right, like, yeah, we can draw another one. Tap. There we go. Tap. I don't know why it wasn't tapping, that was weird. Okay, so Seal Away is good at this point. We'll decline that one. Draw another card. We just, all the drawing of cards. Alright, let's organize this hand a little bit. See what we're working with here. Alright, so we'll drop another Plains. We could attack in. And then Seal Away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So that's enough to seal away plus, yeah, so let's do that. So we're going to attack in. Go back up to 19. We do not want to draw the card. Oops, way too many cards in hand. So we're going to end our turn. That way we can seal away and then also create a soldier token. And so let's get rid of the Sacred Foundry. We've got some lands. We need to discard 2 cards. All right, and the Plains. And the Plains. There we go. All right, he just drops the land. Now he can attack in, which is fine. So he's only going to attack in with that. So we're going to create the soldier token. Then block with the soldier token. And then we're going to draw a card off the life of the soldier token. And ladies and gentlemen, and barring some unforeseen thing, this is going to be game. Because we're just going to Banefire next turn and take it home. I don't really see many outs that he has. Oh, he's going to Banefire us. That's fine, and kill the Lyra. Not a problem. We really don't need to be drawing cards, but we're going to, yeah. Decline. Decline. Ladies and gentlemen, and the amount of life gain in this deck is absolutely just absurd. Just to make sure he can't counter it. To our opponent's face. And good game. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how this deck is supposed to operate. Once we get that going, once we get enough mana that we can really start drawing cards off of Dawn of Hope with Fountain of Renewal, start gaining back our life that we lost in the early turns, it's just pretty much sealed away at that point. Alright, so let's see, we've got 2 Fountains, an Azure, and a Lightning Strike. We've got 3 lands, all coming untapped. I don't love the double Fountain, but I do kind of like the Azures. We are going first, so if it's against mono red, should be pretty good on the draw. Let's see. Play the Fountain turn 1. Start gaining some life. And hope we're playing against an aggro deck. Opt. Could be, is it Drakes? Could be, is it Wizards? Could be Jeskai Control. Seal Away is pretty good though. We don't need the other Fountain right now, and we don't need the red source. So let's Gateway and get that on the field. Could be blue-white control, could be Jeskai control, could be Jeskai Drakes, could be mono-blue tempo, although I don't know if they play Opt. So we're looking at, is it Phoenix, is it Drakes? So I think this, we drop the other planes. You know what? We'll show red. Drop the other Fountain. Pass the turn. They're gonna Opt. Radical idea. Okay. So I think this is the, is it Phoenix list? I feel like they would play Radical Idea. So they're looking to bin a Phoenix, ideally. Yep. I'm almost 100% sure that's what this deck list is now. They're digging. Dig, 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 dig. So this list can be pretty explosive, and it can get a lot of cards. So whatever he just drew, he wanted. Let's see what we pull. A Lyra. Ooh. I think we're going to have to get rid of Lightning Strike, which doesn't do us much good in this matchup. But luckily we've got 2 Fountains on the field and we're drawing a ton of life, which is nice. And I think we can put this, we can pay the 2 life to have this enter untapped, and we'll pass the turn. Crackling Drake, okay. It's a big boy. But we have Seal Away, so not too worried about it. I don't think I want to crack one of the Fountains to draw a land, or do I? They're not going to have a lot of burn. We can drop Lyra next turn. Kind of just sit back. Let's crack a Fountain. I don't think I need the extra life. Deafening Clarion doesn't do us that much good. Banefire is okay. So we can sit back and see if he attacks him with the Drake and we Seal Away. But I think I want to save the Seal Aways for Phoenixes. We can drop Lyra and just kind of sit back, because they could have... Nope. So I think that's our best bet. So unless they Banefire us... But I don't know if that deck even runs Banefire, to be honest. I guess they could blink Lyra. Get in for 5, get in for 6. Okay, they're going to chart now. Again, trying to pitch Phoenix, which they might have in their hand. And maybe like shock, opt, and get their Phoenix on the field. Or they just, oh no, the Tormenting Voice. Another Charter Course. There's the Arclight. Arch is nice. So what we can do is we can attack, and if they take the trade, if not, they'll probably attack with both the Drake and the Phoenix next turn, at which point we're taking a bit of much, but I think we don't attack. Yeah, I think we don't attack and just kind of let it ride out, so I think we'll pass the turn. Deafening Clarion's not like super great in this matchup. So they're going to shock. Lightning Strike opt. Lava Coil. Okay. And then Radical Idea, get the Phoenix back on the field. Enigma Drake. We'll seal that away. Not ideal. It's alright. Not ideal either. Try this. That wasn't it. Play the plains. Play the mountain. Sack a mountain. Draw a card. And of course, it auto-tapped me incorrectly. Wonderful. It definitely should have auto-tapped the Arc and left me with a white source. But it didn't know what I was pulling, so it's my own fault. And I'm going to take 10 because of it. Take 11 because of it, I'm sorry. Thank God for the fountains. Oh, Cleansing Nova. Look at that, that's way better. I'll take that. Opt. Scry to the bottom. Enigma Drake. And once again, it doesn't tap the arcs. That's kind of annoying. Not 100% sure why we're not tapping arcs here, but that's fine. We've got plenty now this turn. So we'll just Justice Strike his Enigma Drake when he goes to play it. Unless, of course, he's got Dive Down, which point he would have done it then at that point and saved it anyway. shock, so he's got one other card in hand. We'll let that resolve, just to be safe. Ooh. And there's the dive down. But if I Justice Strike, it resolves first. Dive down does nothing. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, why we wait. Should have drawn a card off Arch there, but I didn't. Let's do it now. Not the cards we're looking for, people. Not the cards we're looking for. Yep. Okay, we need an answer ASAP. Is he going to do the last radical idea? Nope. We definitely don't need a mountain, but we definitely could use to settle the wreckage. Sacred Foundry doesn't do us much good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I do 6 here, I still have enough. All right, let's auto tap this. Four, 5. Draw a card. We've got the Cleansing Nova. We'll put that onto the field tapped. And we will pass the turn. And we're just going to hope he doesn't have like a Spell Pierce or a Negate for Settle the Wreckage. Otherwise, it's GG, people. GG. So, radical idea. What's he going to pitch? A mountain? That's fine. Shock. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, do we do it? Do we settle? We settled. Look at that. Woo! That could have been bad. That could have been real bad. We'll keep the Field of Ruin because we don't need the land, and I almost want to gateway the land away and draw a card. Now we're looking at gateway as an actual like filtering mechanism, which is nice. What do we draw? Deafening Clarion. Not really what we want, but we'll take it. Come on. Let it resolve. You can do it. There we go. Shock's nice, I guess. There's not much in his deck that Shock really deals with. That really wasn't what we wanted. That's alright. I'm surprised at no point did he really try to get the Phoenix on the field. I feel like that would have been my play, but, you know, to each their own. Double shock. I'm shocked. 4, 5 on the field. Draw a card. Next time I think what we do, yeah. Next time we don't tap the other arch. That way we can draw 2 cards. I think that's what we do, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Let's draw. What do we got? What do we got? A seal away. I like seal away. We'll keep seal away. I'm just trying to get that life back up right now. We got 27 cards left. We're bound to hit something that we want. So let's draw a card. Just literally like drawing through our deck at this point. Trying to find something to work. Ixalan's Binding, nice, but doesn't really help us right now. So we'll Gateway, and then see what we pull, and then Arch. Oh, look, a Phoenix, look at that. That's nice. We'll just seal that away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think we need to Gateway. I think we just Arch. Right? I think that's the play here. Use up all the mana and just draw a card. Would have been nice to be able to Gateway, then Arch, but another Binding. You know what would be nice right now? Dawn of Hope. Not a Settle. Let's see what we draw. Not really what we were looking for here. Probably should have arched, then gatewayed, but potatoes, tomato, tomato. Like all of our win cons are down the bottom of our deck. We had 1 Lyra, 1 Banefire, and everything else has just been removal. Nope. Still not what we want. Another Arclight. That's fine. We'll let him get in for 3. Because at this point I think I'm just going to Binding, so he can't play the card again. Come on, win con. That's not a win con. Also not a win con. Oh. So that's how he wants to play that, is it? That's fine. Because I have another one. And I have tribunals. So, really, doesn't matter. Oh, look at that. We have a win con, people. That's so nice. And we can't even activate it yet, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3. 3 mana left. We'll just Gateway. Why not? So the thing with Arclight is he needs 3 spells. Definitely don't need another fountain. Let's get rid of you. My turn. And here's where the fun happens. All right. Let's see. We've got 5, 6, 7, 11, 13, 14. So we could draw twice and still leave room open for a 1/1 token. Do we even need to draw? We can always do that end of turn. You know what? Let's do that. We'll pass the turn. What are we gonna get rid of? What are we gonna get rid of? I think we get rid of Nova at this point. Doesn't really help us that much. Probably should have gatewayed Nova, to be honest, but okay. Enigma Drake. All right. Let's 1. 2. We're just gonna create tokens. Yeah. 3. All right. Enough of this silliness. All right. We don't need the foundry. We can get rid of that. Give me the foundry. There we go. All right, my turn. Let's draw a card. All right. Clifftop Retreat goes down. He could have the dive down, which is fine. Does he have it? Justice Strike is so good against this deck. He does not. Go to combat. Five, 6, 7, 9, 11, 15, 13. I don't think we really need to draw cards right now. We're kind of in a good spot. Decline. 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 Pass the turn. Pass the turn. We're just going to create a ton of soldier tokens, to be honest, because the only board wipe he has is Fiery Cannonade, which I don't think that deck even runs. That's fine. So we know he has Beacon Bolt, but that only does it to 1 damage. Yeah, to target creature. So us having all tiny little 1/1s does him really no good. Charted Course, that's fine. He needs 1 more spell, and he can get his one of his Phoenixes back. An Enigma Drake. That wasn't the spell. Ooh. That's tricky. That's tricky. Did not see maximum velocity happening. I like it. That's fine. Get him back. Win the game? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not know I had another settle? That's unfortunate. Oops. And our opponent scoops. That was one of the longest, most drawn-out games ever, but we were able to turn the corner, establish our board, and basically just take home the game. So, yeah, worked exactly how we wanted it to. Alright, we've got 2 lands in Azor Gateway. The Sacred Foundry is going to come in tap turn 1 because we have nothing else to do. And our opponent's going first. We have some early interaction in Justice Strike and Lightning Strike. I don't love the fact that we only have 2 lands, but we do have a Gateway, we do have some early interaction, and we do have a chance to draw into some more lands, so let's keep it. If we're facing up against mono red, right, or kind of white aggro, ooh, our opponent's going to mulligan down to 5, and it looks like maybe mono red, and we drew another plains, which is always nice. We are looking for those lands. Just organize our hand a little bit here. Sacred Foundry is going to come in turn 1. We're going to let that come in tapped. We don't need it to come in untapped. We don't have anything turn 1 anyway. Ooh, red-blue, so I don't think we need to Lightning Strike or Justice Strike anything, so we'll get the Gateway out, see if it lands, see what we're playing against. Could be, is it Wizards, could be blue-red control. So we need to watch out right now because now they have mana up for, they have mana open for Sinister Sabotage and Ionize. So we're going to click that because if we're playing against a control deck, then Justice Strike doesn't really do us much good. We don't really know what we're playing against here, but let's draw a card off of Azor's and filter our hand. Let's see what we pull. Another Justice Strike. So I think we can get rid of at least one of those Justice Strikes because we really don't need it. And another one. So we're drawing our lands, which is nice, but our opponent's not doing anything, so it's a little tough to try to figure out what to do. So it looks like our opponent has something that they could have played, maybe a Shock or an Opt, and they're still going to pass the turn. That's interesting. So let's see. What are we going to pull? A Seal Away. I don't really think Seal Away does us much good today. Which does better, Seal Away or Justice Strike? I think Seal Away is a little bit more fragile in this case. Again, not really knowing what we're playing against. So I think we're just going to drop that. Field of Ruin. So we can obviously Lyra, but they have mana open for counters, which kind of makes me concerned. So do we try and sneak it past, or do we just wait? I think we're just going to wait because we literally have no idea what they're playing. It's blue-red, but other than that, we really don't know much more. They haven't drawn a single card. They haven't played a single card. They haven't even... And they're still not playing a single card. Alright, so let's Gateway again. Conclave Tribunal. Conclave Tribunal's good. I mean, it's going to... this is so tough. It's so tough not knowing what we're up against. I think we get a little Lightning Strike. Alright, so we drew another land. We've been drawing lands, which is nice, but again, we don't really know what we're playing against. So we can try to sneak through a Lyra now, but then we're only open 1 mana. We don't have enough to Justice Strike anything that they drop. We can Conclave Tribunal or Ixalan's Binding, then following turn. And so I think that might be a best bet. We're going to try and sneak in Lyra. So here comes the counter. It's either a Sinister Sabotage or an Ionize. Yep. We kind of figured that was coming, but we figured we'd play into it, see what happened. And so they binned a Radical Idea. Not quite sure what our... Oh, there we go. So are they going to play Radical Idea? Okay. And they ditched Fiery Cannonade. That's fine. Are we playing against the Phoenix deck? Is it Phoenix? We might be. But I didn't know they ran counter spells, to be honest. Alright, so we're at the point now where lands really aren't going to be doing us much good, so we'll get rid of Field of Ruin. We have another Lyra. Do we try to sneak in another Lyra? Hope they don't have another counter? Sure, why not? And they've got it. Ionize. So we're at the point now where we need to be careful with how we play our win cons, because they have more counters and we don't have that many win cons. Settle I don't think is going to do us much good here, so we'll get rid of that. I think we just passed the turn. Alright. So let's Azors. Honestly, I'd really love a Banefire. A ton of mana. Banefire off of an Azors. Yeah. Oh. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. So we don't need... We want... Looking to flip Azors and a Banefire is really what we want. Nope, nope, that was not what I wanted to do. That was a misclick, but that's okay. Get the shock in there. Alright, so we've got a 2, a 2, a 2, a 4, a 4, and a 1. I think we've got 4 in there that we can use. Pass the turn. Okay. Nope, didn't Azors. That was a misclick. But we got a Dawn of Hope. Let's try and sneak that one through. Oh, and it went through. That's fantastic. 3, 5, 6, 7. So we don't have enough for 2, but we do have enough for 1 of them. So let's create the token. Let's Gateway. Deafening Clarion. Don't want that. We needed a 3. And we flip the gate. And we can pay the 2 to draw a card. All right. So Sacred Foundry can come in tapped. We don't need that. We will attack in. We'll gain the 2. Draw a card. Fountain of Renewal we can keep and play. They could counter it, which would be kind of odd, but go for it. We'll end the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we don't have enough to create 2 tokens, but that's okay. So let's draw a card. Okay. Cleansing Nova is not going to do us any good. We'll put that to the bottom. There needs to be like an emote that's like, oh, and our opponent scoops! Too bad we didn't get off the huge Banefire. I was really hoping for it, but that's okay. Alright, so the deck went 7 and 2. Not bad. Let's see what we get for cards. Okay, Infernal Reckoning, Search your Spyglass, and Slaughter the Strong. Alright, so the deck went 7-2, which is really decent and a lot better than I thought it was going to do, to be honest. We did kind of sneak out one of the wins there with our opponent basically just getting nothing on that Grixis Phoenix style deck and just conceding, scooping, but that's okay. So what would I do to change this deck? Honestly, I'd probably go down another Conclave Tribute, probably 2, and go up 2 Ixalan's Binding. Ooh, guess I only had 2. Right, so now we have 5 Exile enchantments. So, like, the thing is, again, in this deck, I don't really see myself ever convoking Conclave. So at that point, it's just a 4-mana Ixalan's Binding. But Ixalan's Binding is better because it forces your opponent to stop casting the spell of that kind. So I think Ixalan's Binding as a 4-of is actually really good in this deck. Other than that, I don't think I'd really change much. Maybe try to find room for another Banefire. But other than that, our Dawn of Hope, our Lyras, and our Banefire are literally our win cons. And so I think that's really what we would need. And I think that's enough for a control deck. So yeah, that's really how I'd play it. So we've got a vault to open. We've got some packs to open. So let's check it out. So the vault is open. We get the 1 mythic, the 2 rares, and the 3 uncommons. Listen, there's been a ton of talk about the 5th card problem and vault progress and all that kind of stuff, but it is what it is. And honestly, this mythic and these 2 rares are going to help me build some more decks. So yeah, let's do it. We've also got a pack to open. So let's take a look at that. Alright, yep, see, so already had 4 Overgrown Tombs, so we're going to move that into the vault. Overall, Molder Hulk, it's an alright pack. It's not anything too special. But that's it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this deck. If you have some critiques on it, by all means, please let me know. But if you like the video, definitely hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, think about crushing that subscribe. Make sure you hit that little notification bell so that you guys know when we post new videos. Also, we do have a Patreon, and the link is in the bottom below. If you guys would be so kind to leave us a tip, we'd greatly appreciate it. Helps us buy more packs and stuff like that so we can get some more wild cards and build the decks that you guys want to see. Which, by the way, if you're a Patreon, you guys get to start choosing what decks you want us to play. So take a look on over there, and until next time, guys, take it easy and have some fun.